Thank you for coming. My name is Darren, as you probably saw on the promotional flyer, and I do actual US and Singapore, in this case, tax returns. And
Hi, I'm Tim. I'm a U.S. tax attorney, advise on U.S. tax.
why can't I use my regular tax accountant when I move outside of the US? Do you want to comment?
Usually, because I deal with a lot of
Yeah.
clients and a lot of clients that have just domestic accountants, they're not familiar with the international rules like FR 5471 filings. That's for control foreign corporation, PFIC filings. And it's not like they're not knowledgeable, but it's just they don't encounter it as much, so they can't pick up the issues on your tax return. You might give them some information like, hey, I have some foreign bank accounts, I own some foreign entities, and they'll just ask you, oh, did you sell them or anything? No, I didn't. And it's like, that's fine. You probably don't need to report them. And that's usually what a lot of domestic accountants would just do. And I think even within accounting firms, there are like special teams for international US tax returns, right? That's why I would always recommend people to get a more international US tax account when they move out instead of a pure domestic one.
Just to add to that, again, I'm biased because I do the international side, but unless somebody's doing this stuff day in, day out, every day, 24/7, 365, they're not going to pick up on it. The international can't be something you do on the side, or I'm going to wing it, I'm going to figure it out. You have to be all in or you're not in. And similarly, some really complex domestic issues we won't touch. And we refer to someone who specializes in that. But unfortunately, it is the reality. You move to Singapore if it's your first expat assignment, or you were a Singaporean and you were in the US and you came back with a green card, for example, and you have this long-term relationship with whoever you're using back in the US, it feels uncomfortable to switch. I get that, but it can lead to complexity, and we see it almost every week.
And the issue with international filings is that there are informational return penalties, meaning if you just forget to file them or you're late in filing them, there's 10K penalties left and right. It's really horrible. You forgot to report this one account that you have 10K in, and then they charge you a 10K penalty. That takes it all out.
Which can happen. The rules are pretty aggressive. And that's another thing when it comes to international side. Domestically, perhaps you can argue that the US is more concerned with revenue collection, but internationally is about information. And we know that because the penalties for not filling out or providing an information return are really draconian.
Yep.
It's civil and can also be criminal penalties as well, depending on what happens. They really don't mess around with the international side of things.